So in today's session we will discuss about cutting fluids. So first of all we will see why the cutting fluids are required. So you take any modern workshop or any manufacturing industry, so there enormous amount of power is lost either by because of heat generation and friction between the tool and workpiece. So to reduce this enormous amount of heat generated and friction between the tool and the workpiece, enormous amount of power is lost. To reduce this, cutting fluids are required. So what happens, because of heat generation there is a plastic deformation and the chip or tool friction and amount of power lost due to the generation of heat generally varies from 20 to 30%, and that's why to reduce this, the cutting fluids are very necessary. The cutting forces can also be reduced by using suitable cutting lubricants. So even you are giving the required depth of cut, so because of if the depth of cut is more, there is a force on the workpiece is high. So to reduce this cutting force also, this cutting fluids also required. Suitable cutting lubricants are required. So what are the advantages of using cutting fluids? So cutting fluids will help to increase tool life, avoid wear and tear, improves machinability, prevents the expansion of the workpiece. It helps to increase the tool life, and second point is avoids wear and tear, improves machinability. Means first I will explain you to increase the tool life. How it will increase the tool life? Because if the amount of heat generation between the tool and workpiece is high, then what happens, the tool will get early wear. So but by using this cutting fluids, it will keep the cutting zone cool and reduces the heat generation, and friction between the tool also will be reduced, and it avoids the wear and tear. So it generally improves machinability because the surface finish between the without using the cutting fluids and with using the cutting fluids. If you use the cutting fluids, then the surface finish will be good and it gives the good machinability. Prevents the expansion of the workpiece. Why the expansion? It reduces wherever there is a heat generation and cutting force is applied, there is a chances of expansion in the cutting zone. So by keeping the by keeping the temperature low, this expansion of the workpiece it reduces. Decreases adhesion of chips with the tool. Decreases means when there is a high amount of heat generated between the tool and workpiece, it happens when there is a high speed cutting. So that time it decreases the adhesion of chips to the workpiece. It protects the machine surface from corrosion. So it generally protects the machine surface from corrosion because it consists of some chemical ingredients, so that makes the workpiece corrosion free. The function or purposes of cutting fluids. So what are the main functions? That to cool the tool and workpiece and to carry the heat generated during the cutting action away from the cutting zone. So it reduces the adhesion between the tool and chip. To reduce this adhesion between the tool and chip, so ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೀಟ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಚಿಪ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಜನ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆಗೇ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಜಾಳಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಚೇಂಬರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಚಿಪ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಕೂಲೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಕೂಲೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಮಾ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೀಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ मोटर यूज़ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ರೀಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. सो वो क्या करेगा, इधर कटिंग जो करते हैं ना मशीनिंग करने में क्या होता है, कटिंग फ्लूइड्स यूज़ किया तो वो चिप क्या होता है, कटिंग फ्लूइड्स के साथ ही वो जाके एक से फिल्टर का रहता है, उधर वो सेपरेट होता है और कटिंग फ्लूइड्स क्या होते हैं वो कूलेंट टैंक में जाके जमा हो जाते हैं. ऐसा हो. To provide lower friction and wear, it requires to improve surface finish, to improve the cutting action, to keep freshly machined surface, to protect the finished surface from corrosion, reduce the wear and tear. It improves machinability and reduces the machining forces, and finally it prevents the expansion of the workpiece. Just now I already discussed this. Properties of cutting fluid. What are the desirable cutting fluid properties? Good lubricating quality. The cutting fluid should have the good lubricating quality, then only you can use that for the machining accurate accurate and good quality products. High heat absorption capacity. So cutting fluids has to absorb the heat generated between the tool and the workpiece. High flash point stability. So what happens sometimes due to high cutting speed, there is some flash point, the fire may generate, like you seen in the grinding operation. When you touch the workpiece to the grinding wheel, what happens, small flash, very small fire points will come. So that is what high flash point will be reduced by the cutting fluid. It emits no fumes, harmless to workers, no corrosive to work, high fluidity, low viscosity. It should not be chemically reactive. So cheap and easily available. So very important, cutting fluids must be easily and cheap. It should be transparent. So these are the properties of cutting fluids. Very easy functions and properties. Any one question they may ask. So without fail you remember this. And next we will go for what are the types of cutting fluids and coolants. Mainly three types of cutting fluids are there: solid, liquid and gaseous cutting fluids. Here we will discuss one by one what are the solid cutting fluids: graphite, molybdenum, disulfide, stick waxes, bar soaps. Means by using these materials the solid cutting fluids are used. In different applications these cutting fluids are used. Solid type of cutting fluids are used in some of the specialized applications like in gear cutting and all. Stick waxes, bar soaps. Liquid cutting fluids are used in like in your lathe machine operations, in your machine shop. You have got this practical there, you are using this liquid cutting fluids. Water with some the color coolant coolant is available in the market. You need to purchase that. One bucket of water, and in that around 50 milligram of the coolant you have to mix it, and water in that you need to mix it, stir it, then you mix in the, then you put in the coolant tank, that will recirculate. So you need to once again change the cutting fluids after some 15 days or 1 month. Mineral oils, straight fatty oil, mineral lard oil, soluble oil, chemical additive oil, like this, these are all liquid cutting oil, liquid cutting fluids. Then gaseous cutting fluids are air, carbon dioxide, argon. So what are the applications? See, you can see for the different operations they are given the here cutting fluids, what all they are using. Starting operation, mineral oil with 10% soluble oil, milling soluble oil with 96% of mineral oil. Like this for different operations you can just read it yourself, so that you will come to know, understand easily what is the use of cutting fluid. So you just read once again yourself, you will understand clearly about this. So please like and subscribe my channel.